Hello everyone and welcome. Welcome to week 4 of the Quilted Fields Quilt-Along. I am so happy to have you here. This Quilt-Along is featuring a fabric line called Country Life that I designed for Riley Lake Designs, and it is homage to our years and still continued life on the prairies in agriculture and farming and just raising our children on the prairies. So that's what this collection is about. And this week's block is the one that you've been waiting for. It is the tractor block. We are sewing the tractor together. And this block, you can make it in all of the colors. So I wanted to talk today just a little bit about how you can swap that out easily and do that. So the pattern we talked about at the beginning of this quilt along, that it's the fabrics are, the SKUs are all in the front and you can swap and play out with the fabrics that you want. However, the tractor block is separated out by itself starting on page 6. And the reason why it's separated out by itself is I knew that you probably wanted to make lots of different tractors, maybe a tractor pillow, maybe a quilt full of tractors, maybe you have multiple tractors working in your field at the same time. So this way it actually shows you for the red and the green tractor, but as we know, the tractors come in all shapes and sizes and colors. So please feel free to choose your favorite color from the Country Life collection or whatever fabric you're using and use that as your main body. So there is the main body color print at the top, and then there's the accent color that is like the grill and the inside of the hubcaps here. And then you basically have just, it could be a metal color or a brown color, and then the tires as well. So you can easily swap out. There's a picture of the quilt block here and here. You can easily swap out and make it really personal. I've actually seen some people already are hand stitching or even machine embroidering the name of a child inside this tractor. So that is just darling. What a great idea. You guys are so creative. I love you. So you can, personalize this in here. It's so great. I've actually seen some people fussy cut in here, maybe put a little animal. Someone even talked about putting a little animal right from the fell dolls in there too. So you can just have lots and lots of fun with this look. Or it's just cute open the way that it is. So if this week is new to you, make sure that you come over to our website. Our website is like our hub for where everything is happening. So come on over to our website at sewastory.com. Make sure that you sign up for our weekly newsletter, but you can also sign up for all the things fabric. We really like to support our shops and our customers with quilt-alongs and sew-alongs and extra projects, and we have a makers club that has lots of different like add-ons and extra projects along with quilt patterns in that club. It's an amazing value if you are interested at all, so you can definitely hop on and join us through that way. But at the very least, come on over to the website at sewastory.com. Look under fabric collections and you'll see they're listed in the newest showing one all the way to the oldest collection. So you can find Country Life. There's some that aren't released yet, but they're coming. So they're just sneak previews. But you can find Country Life, and then if you click on that tab, you see all the great things. So there's always like free downloads for panels. There's sew-alongs and quilt-alongs that you can sign up for. There's blog posts that use the fabrics. There's different people around that have used like blog tours that have used the fabrics. So there's just lots of great information on those tabs. So make sure that you take some time and explore them for sure. Okay, so today I want to talk a little bit about the tractor. So far, everything that we've been sewing is, you are welcome, straight sewing. We've had to be careful on these straight sewing pieces just to make sure we had an accurate 1/4 inch seam allowance, that we weren't stretching when we were pressing, and that we trimmed all of our sizes. So once we had all those fields, but they came together really fast, didn't they? So once they all came together, now we're moving on to the tractor. And I have all my pieces prepared. Like I said, I'm actually making a couple of colors of blocks here. There's a couple of pieces within the tractor. Everything's written in the pattern, but I just like to hop on here, kind of like give a little virtual hug, give a little bit of like encouragement, and then also just share some tips and tricks from like along the way, things to think about, or maybe inspiration that came from our heart, my heart, when we were designing this collection. So the pieces on the little tire are a little bit small. It is one of the first things you sew on this block, so that is good. A couple of tips and tricks when you are sewing with small pieces. Oops, sorry. When you are sewing with small pieces, make sure that you press your fabric first. So I don't know, I know there's like debate both ways if you should pre-wash your fabrics or not. So that's up to you. But regardless, whether you've done that or not, if you can give it a press before, especially when you're working with small pieces, that's great. Then you can cut your small pieces. But if you have already cut them, just give them a little bit of starch even, and give them a little press. And it'll make them easier, not so like stretchy, and it'll make it feel more like paper. Now, normally I don't really like to pin. I know it sort of slows us down, but when I'm working with small pieces, I do pin, especially if I'm trying to match, well, always if I'm trying to match points, but especially even if I'm not matching points, but I just don't want anything to shift on them. I also pin for very, very large pieces too. Sort of those middle pieces are okay if we don't sometimes. So just a few things to think about. All of these are like just small little stitch and flips. So you can just see, you just want to make sure that you keep laying things out, because you do want to have you can see my tire has the little, like it's going to be a red tractor. So it has the red on top first, and then the white will be the ground, the background. And you can see as I'm building it here. So you do want to notice that there is a 1/4 inch seam allowance that's happening on all the sections. So just be aware of that. The measurements are always in the pattern, so you can check out on that. Then there's the bigger tire, which is just a little bit easier to sew than that smaller one, but it does have some just cute little HSTs happening, stitch and flips on the corner. So just be aware of that. Now, I know when I was sewing at Missouri Star with my lovely class that I was teaching this quilt to, this print just does this because of the way it was so fun. Everybody was like, ooh, ooh, it was so fun no matter how you cut this chicken print, because they're so scattered on that chicken print. It was like they were cute. However they go, there was like, it's non-directional, and you can see there's like some chickens running sideways, some running up, like they're all scattering when the tractor tires come. So we were just having such a good giggle. Like, look how this one turned out. And I didn't even plan that. Oh my goodness, he's just like scattering around there. So that was really, really fun. So that's something to note. Just have fun with those. Then you'll move on to like the steering wheel and the seat over here. So this piece is also one other small piece, but just follow the directions. You do a stitch and flip on either like a snowball corner on either side, and then over top of those seams you do another one, and then that gives you that like break in that rectangle that gives you like a steering wheel look. So it's super fun. The one thing I do want to point out when you're doing stitch and flip, now we all probably know how to do a stitch and flip like this. So where you have those snowball corners and you just sew along the corners and you trim and then you pull it out, and it doesn't change the size at all, right? So once you press it open, then it doesn't change that size at all. What I might be new, kind of fun if it is it's kind of hard to see on here with the white. Let me hold it up on maybe, I'll use my mouse pad. Okay, so this little piece here is actually the top of the tires. So as you can see here, there's a line going down here, and that's going to be your stitch and flip going this way. But when it says stitch and flip this side, look at the illustration and also read the directions, because sometimes you can get a different angle. If you put this long piece, so I've buttered up the two corners here, if you put this long piece going up, you'll get the opposite angle. So if you get it this way, then look, you get this long piece. Then the pattern will tell you to trim the piece to a size, and you'll start right where the brown part starts here. So you'll measure it this way, and you'll end up trimming off some of this, but it's just so that you get like super accurate, and it just saves you from piecing another small piece here. So that is a really fun way just to like extend your HSTs into like a long piece. So that is possibly a new technique for you, and just wanted to point that out. Really fun, and it just flips just like that. So you do it the same way. You just draw your diagonal line. You can match up where that corner is at the bottom. So the corner at the back at the bottom, you just sew from there to the corner. This one you probably need to mark and draw, and you just sew along that, and it looks perfectly. Yeah. So, and then you just piece as per normal. And then you come together with that beautiful tractor block that we are all just in love with. Of course, it's got a hitch. So I wonder what your tractor is going to be pulling. I feel like I should let drive along here with you. So I can't wait to see all these tractors popping up along out on Instagram. I know some of you are just sending me pictures too. Thank you so much. Come on over to the website and share there. We have a Facebook group. I'm so happy if you share inside the Facebook group. Be part of our community. I appreciate you so very much. So thank you from my heart for being here. We do have one more week left of this sew along. Before we kind of like simmer down for December, we'll take the month of December off of videos. Everybody's bustling and hustling, but that doesn't mean we won't be like preparing a huge amount, and I'll tell you about that next week. So if you can tune in live next week, that would be wonderful. So I can share all the things, but if you can't tune in live, do make sure that you catch next week's episode. It's November 29th. It's the Quilt Assembly and Borders, and then I'm going to share some exciting things that are coming our way in 2024, stuff that's happening at Sew a Story, how we can join together, all the great things that are happening. So I just can't wait for you to be part of this like sewing story journey. So thank you so much for being here. My name is Jennifer Long, and it's just an absolute pleasure always. And I will see you again next week. And have a happy Thanksgiving weekend if you are in the U.S. So thank you to all my U.S. friends, and have a happy Thanksgiving weekend. And I'll see you all. Oh, don't forget, there is going to be a Black Friday sale. We always have one. It's an annual sale. It's one of our biggest sales of the year. It's not just a little percentage. It is a big gift. And it's a big gift percentage for you. That only happens once a year. It happens on Black Friday, and it goes through the weekend. So it'll just be those 3 days. So you're going to need to make sure that you hop onto the newsletter, sign up for the newsletter so you can get that code. I think you need to put the code in. We'll have to see what the code is, but you'll have to get on the newsletter to find out what that code is, or check out our social media. I'm sure we'll share it there as well. And it is a substantial savings on your pattern. So start putting them in your cart now so you can like choose all the things. It's only for PDF patterns, not on physical products. We don't have a ton of physical products. I'd love to hear from you if you are interested in us carrying some. I never like to compete with our shops at all, so it would probably be older collections that aren't releasing right now. Although I do want to say that there's a book coming out. I'll tell you this stuff next time, but there's a book coming out in the new year, and I know we've already had some requests for a signed copy, so I will be doing that in 2024, is doing some signed copies of Through the Woods books. But please make sure that you are supporting your local shops, and thank you from my heart for being here, and let's have a great weekend, and I'll see you next week. Bye for now. Thank you so much for being here.